Hey guys, I'm Morthadon. We are here for Symphogear Season 3, Episode 13. So, we are here for the finale of the season. And, yeah, I had a rough day today, but I decided it's my day I'm supposed to record. I'm gonna do it. I decided I will watch a bunch of girlies beat up another single girly until she either dies or submits defeat. So, yeah, we'll see if either of those two outcomes are what happens. Let's just jump into the episode, shall we? We don't need to talk about what happened. We all know. Alrighty, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ah! Can you imagine, like, making up a crazy ass name for something that you're doing and then just having the confidence to yell it out? They descend from above. Believe in justice and grip it tight. Oh no, they got too confident. They're about to get beat by her for a little bit. Mmm. Jeez. Slaughter miracles. That was one of the first things she said, isn't it? We can handle a lot of alkanoids. Let's go, baby. Sharing senses in a way. We're gonna try to save her still. Jesus, it just toppled that building. I was looking at my notes, so I didn't realize it was one that was that big. Alright. There's something so cool about a sword coming out of a sheath to me. Oh shit! She actually has like a little blade. She's normally punching shit. She has a weapon. Oh my god, look at that thing. They have a street sweeper. Jeez. My god, Chris. Chris is like when you're playing like an MMORPG or something with your friends, and like your class is really good at single target and you're sitting there taking out one at a time or something like that, and then you see your friend come over who's got like the really good AoE class just like blast the screen and kill everything, and you're like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? You took out top of the building! Be careful! Jesus! 3D fireworks. Hmm. She's just charging up her laser. You think it'll be a laser? Man, it's raining so hard. Oh shit, she's crying blood now! Oh my god, really? Well, that didn't work. Uh-oh. What the heck was that? Yeah, like our wires are turning into... Oh shit! She summoned a mecha! What in God's name? It's like one of the more recent Pokemon where you're like, is this really a Pokemon? This is crazy! Oh my god. Chris's new outfit makes it look like she has a big booty. Sorry. She's got like this band thing that like wraps behind her. It looked funny from at least that angle. It looked kind of funny. No, Hibiki. Oh my god. The less we wear, the more powerful we are. Were you, though? Were you? Oh, she was standing there. It was a beam. She is firing her laser. Ooh. I like that song coming in. Uh, all we need her to do is burn away her memories of being so angry. No, not those. Not what I meant by burn away. I have no idea what just happened. Oh my god. Oh my god, Hibiki. The scale of this fight is ridiculous. Alright. Oh, it's like Midoriya summoning one for all. You see all the lights connect. Jeez. That's a gorgeous break. I think they even said like a little soundtrack for it too. Uh, I love the music in the show. Oh, is she gonna get held back by the wires at the last moment? Oh, oh shit. Interesting. Got her. Oh, I like shrouded around them to protect. Holy shit! How many people died? Jesus. Holy crap. Oh. She got away? How'd she get away from Hibiki? Well, damn. First one. Did they not have summer vacation in, like, the earlier school years? I don't know how Japanese school works. But those two, like, just entered, like, high school, right? Would be what they're in. Our, like, if American idea of high school. So maybe, like, the schools before that don't have summer vacations? Like the middle schools and elementary. I know it's probably not called that in Japan, but yeah. I'm worried about them looking at the X-ray in the way that Ogawa was saying that made it kind of feel like she might not make it. But maybe she'll be okay. Hmm. What is she doing at the... What was that an excuse for? I feel like they know something that I don't know yet about Elfnein. No, a pretty deep line. Boop. Alright. How? How do you get into these places? Oh, she burned away all of her memories. Hmm. Hmm. Can she gain them back by, like, hearing about them? Yeah. Damn. Hmm. So Elfnein's kind of fading physically, whereas Carol's fading mentally, right? Or is Carol fading physically too? Giving memories? Oh shit. She like absorb her? The body's not there, right? I am? Alright. Seemingly interesting. Does that also mean that she's a real girl now? Not that it matters. Yeah, you do good after being a doucher. No way. Oh my god. She yelled so hard it flipped all the pages. Ah. Hmm. So she's gonna be sticking around probably? But it's at. Is that interesting? They've never really. Is that a teaser for next season between the whole like Europe thing and whatever this thing they're analyzing, or did I miss something? Right? Or are they teasing next season? Because I think the first couple seasons they weren't sure if there was going to be more, right? So they kind of ended it as if the show was going to end, right, and never come back. But now at the end of season 3, it seems like they tease another season. So that's props to them if they're like confident enough that that they'll be able to get another one in. That's cool. But yeah, that was good. So pretty much it seems like what happened was, I mean, like I said, it seemed like Carol's mind was fading, and then Elfnein's body was fading. So whatever they did uh in that moment when they kissed was seemingly like, I don't know, we didn't see the body of her, which was a little weird. But at least it seemed like it was some kind of like memory transfer of like giving all the memories. But so like, is there any bit of like the Carol that was losing it left there? Oh, we have after credits. Uh, no, and the episode just ends. Oh, all right. Don't know how healthy of a relationship that will be with the kid just being like, "You two are together," but we'll see. Alrighty, guys, that is it for episode 13 and for season 3. Yeah, so what I was saying was, it seemed like it was some kind of memory transfer, but is there, like, because let's say I, like, implant my memories into someone else, does it completely overwrite all of their memories and experiences, right? Like, obviously hers were already fading, so maybe by her saying they're fading, that means they all did just fade. There was no more Carol, and it was just gonna be like an empty shell. Like, I wonder if she could have gone on living and created new experiences, being like a individual that is just starting from scratch kind of thing, or would it have like? Is it possible for your memories to like even lose the memory of like how to eat and sleep and stuff, or like eat and drink and breathe and die that way. I don't know. I'm kind of like nitpicking at something that doesn't really need to be nitpicked at. I'm just wondering, like, is there a chance we have like the memories of Elfnein go into the body of Carol, and then Carol's personality still being there a little bit, and like revealing itself later on, or are we just done now? It's Elfnein, she's good, and we don't have to be concerned. That's kind of where I'm at. It's kind of like the two things that I see as possibilities. I'm leaning more towards it's just Elfnein, she's good, and we don't have to worry about it. It's just like in season 2 where we picked up the three girls and have them a part of the team now. It's probably just gonna be that, and we're gonna move into season 4 with a different story and everything. So, which I'm more inclined for that because I don't just want to retread on Carol all over again, kind of thing. But yeah. We learned a little more about the reason why her father died. Like, we know, like, it had to do with, like, alchemy or something, and he was burned at the stake, but we never really knew the story. And we got that now, where his medicine that he created cured a plague that was ravishing their village. And, and they basically said, like, he has no business making miracles like that happen, so they burned him at the stake, which is just messed up. Like, can you imagine, like, doing, like, I can understand why Carol was so angry, because I'd be pretty pissed, too, if I created the cure for something that helped so many people survive, only to be killed for it for such a ridiculous reason. But, yeah. I probably would be extremely angry myself. Now, would I lash out at the world that the man who you loved that died, like her father, like tried so hard to save as many people in the world? Like, I do feel like part of my mind would be like, that kind of goes against everything that he stood for. So, like, I don't know. It's like, I would be angry, but I think I would have that little aspect in my mind. So, we'll have to see. But, I mean, we'll have to see. There's no seeing. It's done. But, yeah. Anyway. Carol went missing for a bit. I'm guessing she just started losing her memories and just kind of wandered and only had the fragments and kept, like she said, she kept seeing Elfnein and then managed to find her way there. How she got in that facility to get into the hospital without getting caught and not having most of her memories to be able to know how to, like, infiltrate and use alchemy and stuff like that, I imagine she just walked in. And it's like, did they let her walk in, or what? Or is their security just really bad? It reminds me of when you watch The Flash and, like, everyone just keeps breaking into Star Labs, which is, like, this super fancy laboratory where they should have all this, like, crazy security, but people just, like, casually walk in constantly. But yeah. The fight was crazy. It was up, like, over the top. Like, some of the crap they did. I loved the little, like, street sweeper they had. I loved, like, the massive AoEs. Like, I talked about it with, when we saw Carol do that big attack. Not Carol, I'm sorry, Chris. C names. Do that big attack that wiped out a bunch of them, a bunch of the Alkanoids. It was just like, I already said it once, but it reminds me of when you have, like, a friend that's playing that character that's super good at AoEing in a video game, yet your character isn't very good at it, and you're a little jealous, But then you get into a single target encounter, and you're slaughtering, and they're not, because their build is, based off AoE mostly. So, there's always, like, that give and take, but it was just really, really fun to see that and make those comparisons. And the grand finale of the fight where she summoned, like, this mecha wolf thing kind of reminded me of, like, Entei, but a mechanized Entei, like, Pokemon thing. Which then fought, obviously all of them, but Hibiki with, like, the big moment at the end coming in with, this giant-ass fist, which then got even bigger that, like, encapsulated her in energy. Like, Jesus. But after all the fighting was done, and Hibiki was crying at the sink, one of my favorite lines in the show so far, I think, is where Hibiki was saying that you can only achieve small things with fists, and because of that, that means she will only ever achieve small things. And obviously, like, there's the aspect of it where, like, I don't want Hibiki to think that way, because, like Miku said, like, she accomplishes some big things with her little fists, right? But I do like the, like, not in the standpoint of Hibiki's character saying it, but in the grander scheme of just, like, kind of like that quote when you think about it, and unpack at least the first part of it, of being like, um, fists can only, solve little problems, is what it boils down to. It's like, it really is, like, I do agree. Like, I started thinking about it in the episode, and then I got distracted by all the other stuff going on. But, like, a lot of the problems in the world that I feel like shouldn't even be problems to begin with, where we solve them through violence, through war, through stuff like that, where you can correlate to, like, using your fist. It rarely works out well, and usually it just leaves both sides ravaged and miserable, So it's like, I feel like the bigger miracles, if you will, are ones that there are no fighting. You find better ways to solve your problems. Kind of like Carol's dad being able to use medicine to cure this plague, right? And then, they use their fists to solve that little problem, by just killing him. And it's like, there's so many, like, big leaps in our society that don't have anything to do with fighting, right? And I feel like some of those, obviously, some of them are driven by war, like, a lot of our technological advancements have come because we try to make weapons of war, and so we develop all these things, and, even a lot of the, like, technology, even computers and stuff like that, all these, like, targeting systems and everything that led to computer systems and led to, what we have here today. There is a large chunk of it, you can say, was because we were, investing in war and stuff. But then there's times, like, where we went to the moon in, what was it? I'm really bad with dates, I'm sorry, because it was like 69 or something. We went to the moon? Like, that's crazy. Like, it's so sad that we can't come together as a people and put the fighting aside and accomplish more things like that, right? um, and solve some of those bigger problems, but we're all too busy fighting each other. So, I mean, I really extrapolated maybe a lot more than I originally planned on with that little quote of hers, but I really liked it, and what it can imply and stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, I really like the season. I really like bringing in... I mean, we still had the noise in a sense with the Alkanoids, right, as kind of the cannon fodder, but I like that we weren't just fighting more Symphogear wielders. Now, Carol, at the end, did kind of have her own Symphogear and was using Phonic Gain, but it was mixed with her alchemy, and it was a bit different, and then we had, like, the dolls that weren't really, like, gear wearers, so it felt different enough to me that it wasn't just, oh, another season of evil gear wearers. So I'm happy about that, and I hope maybe that trend continues, kind of thing. Like, I'd like if we have, like, another season. They talked about magical girls. Now, were they talking about Carol's alchemy when they said magical girls? Or were they talking about, like, in Europe, there's a problem going on with, like, magical girls, right? So I'm curious about that. I guess maybe either that will tie into the next season, or if magical girls never comes up again, I'll know they're talking about Carol, kind of thing, right? But it would be cool, like, I think my perfect outcome for this show is there's 5 seasons, right? So season 4, I'd love for, like, something different that doesn't involve, like, gear wearers on the enemy side, kind of thing. And then season 5 will kind of have that break of season 3 and season 4 being kind of, like, separated from the gear stuff to then go back to season 5 and have like Fine return or something. Now I don't know if Fine will, because of the way she like helped Shirabe in that moment and kind of faded away. It made it almost seem like she was more good. But I wonder if there could be something where, you know, we had this whole like Curse of Balal or whatever, where like the languages got all changed and there was some entity that caused that. If that entity were to show up and then Fine showed up on our side to help fight it or something as like a big grand finale to the show, I feel like that would be kind of cool. But I don't want to get ahead of myself and get myself excited for something that we may never see, because it's also possible that season 5 was just another like normal planned season like all the rest of these were, and maybe they planned on having that big finale later on, but then something happened and the show didn't continue, whether it was funding or, you know, didn't make enough money off like season 5, so they were like, all right, let's call it on this one, and then it didn't get a proper ending. I don't know, that's always a possibility too, but we'll have to see. But yeah, love the episode, guys. I think that's going to be it for me, though. Make sure you hit the, and I love the season, too. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as usual if you enjoyed my content. I very much appreciate it. It helps support me and what I do here. As well as my Patreon if you want to financially support me and get some extra content. You can see, since this was a Patreon show, you guys can see Season 4 and Season 5 on my Patreon right now if you're watching on YouTube release. So, yeah, check that out if you're interested. It supports me and what I do here. And if you're already supporting me, because I know a couple of you guys that watch this are, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.